The next track of the album, Ivy, explores young, naive love and mistakes that contributed to a failed relationship. The track's bubbly and melancholy bass and guitar riffs throughout the song auditorily conveys the innocence of the situation in the song. The opening lines double down on these feelings when he says,
I thought that I was dreaming when you said you loved me, the start of nothing.
Frank is reflecting on the beginning of a now failed relationship. The reflective lines of the start of nothing hint at the fact that he knew the relationship was doomed from the start, but still decided to portray blissful ignorance for as long as it could last. Using the imagery of seeing through walls, he conveys that he sees his partner behind the emotional walls that they put up. The person he's singing about puts up these barriers because they aren't being true to themselves or their relationship. Frank then contrasts this with the fact that while they aren't being truthful, neither is he, because he's hiding his strong feelings for them all together. Okay, so boom, if you're rocking with these breakdowns and want to help support everything that I'm building with Spacial, I got a Patreon where you can join for just $1 a month. It helps way more than you think, and my goal is to hit $101 Patreons to keep making videos like this bigger and better over on my main channel. If you want to be a part of that, the link is in the description. Okay, back to it.
Safe in my rental, like an army truck back then. We didn't give a fuck back then. I ain't a kid no more.
He says this describing how they've grown older and grown apart. When Frank was younger, he was fine with living life like an armored truck going through any type of emotional pain. But now that he's older and wiser, Frank is forced to feel everything, to feel all the consequences of his actions in their past relationships. He says this to make the point that while we're kids, the things we do might not hurt us in the moment, but eventually they'll catch up to us and we tend to pay for them later in life. When Frank sings,
broke your heart last week, you'll probably feel better by the weekend. Still remember you going crazy.
He describes how his lover was able to get over the heartbreak in just a matter of weeks. Even though their sexual chemistry was high, Frank's lover's feelings turned out to be superficial in nature, symbolizing how fast a relationship can build then quickly demolish, leaving Frank and his partner with no choice to move on in life because that's all they can do. Although this seems to be the most optimal response, Frank at this point is still riddled with immaturity and naivety. He's overcome with crashing emotions and regret about what happened with his former lover. With growing anger and frustration, he's thinking more and more about the situation. I've always imagined him lying alone in bed at night while these thoughts are playing through his head in this part of the song.
All the things I didn't mean to say, I didn't mean to do. There were things you didn't need to say, did you need to?
Frank ultimately lies alone angrily, and out of desperation, he chaotically ends the song with, Ivy is all about the pain of realizing that some relationships just weren't meant to last, but Pink and White shifts the perspective. It's about accepting change, letting go, and learning to appreciate moments as they come and go. Right here, or if you want to see my full deep dive on Blonde, you can check out the full video on my main channel, Spacial.